What's good, y'all? It's your boy Tony the Savant back with another one. Let me do the intro. Shout out to the BCE, the SCE, my boy Mello. That's the press. Shout out to my boy Jeezy. That's the manager. Shout out to my cousin Hawk. My baby cousin been supporting since day one. You know I love that, and I love her. So let's get to work. We got an update on the Joe Burrow injury. I'm getting into my NFL bag. I got a couple NFL videos on the channel so far, so I want to kind of continue in that path, but just kind of ease into it, if you will. But I've been keeping an eye on this Joe Burrow injury that he suffered last week. They're saying it's a calf injury. I've seen reports say it's a foot injury. So we'll see what happens in the final reports. But it's come out now that he's going to definitely be out several weeks. His status for week one is officially questionable right now. But Jamar Chase came out and gave us an update. He recently talked to Joe Burrow, and he said that he would prefer that Joe stays out these first 5 weeks. You know, he said as long as you back by week 5 and beyond, we should be good. I think the Bengals are talented enough to do that. They will have Trevor Siemian. Simeon, I don't know how to say his last name, guys. Just Trevor Simeon as the backup, who's I'm familiar with his work when he was a quarterback in Denver. So pretty solid, probably one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league, but definitely a step down from Joe Burrow, big step down. But Jamar Chase did update and say that, not so much an update, but he did come out today or yesterday and say that he talked with Joe Burrow, told him to, rest up. We probably won't need you, you know what I mean? We need you, but we won't need you into the last stretch of the season after week 5. So I'm hoping Joe Burrow isn't out that long, but I would hate that this injury is a lingering thing and he's not able to perform down the stretch and definitely in the playoffs. Cincinnati Bengals are one of my teams. It's very high on my list as far as the Super Bowl favorite. I still got Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs is my absolute favorite. I think if anybody, it's been so long since anybody has repeated in the NFL as far as champions. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's my favorite for the next season, but right behind them, I had Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This injury has just been taking a lot of gas, a lot of wind out of my sails. As far as looking forward to the Bengals season. My high school team, when I played sports, we were the Bogan Bengals. So I've always, before I even became a hardcore NFL fan, I've always enjoyed watching the Bengals for that purpose alone. I've got a personal what do you call it? Like a little horse in the race when it comes down to those guys, if you will. If my Packers ain't really performing, the Bengals are one of my AFC. I'm not gonna say one. It is my AFC team, but it's also one of the teams I cheer for. So with Joe going down, it's quite unfortunate. But again, I said like the Bengals are talented enough to get through this. I know that they have 2 big rivalry games, divisional rivalry games with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens coming up within those first 5 weeks. So if they can get 1 or 2 of those games, they definitely are capable of it. I think that puts them in a better position in their division. The thing about this injury, though, is that the AFC is so loaded that, again, you don't really want to risk it, to lose dropping a game or dropping a game here or dropping a game there, because there's only 7 spots available and there's about 10 solid teams in the AFC. I mean, you got guys that can, like as far as the Ravens, you got the Jaguars, who are capable now with Trevor Lawrence, the Chargers with Herbert. You got trying to think of the New York Jets now with Aaron Rodgers. So the AFC, and of course Pat Mahomes and the NFL Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. The AFC is so loaded right now, and it's going to be such an entertaining conference that I don't think that they can, the Bengals I'm speaking of specifically, I don't think you want to go into the season with the mind frame of we can afford to drop games. I don't think that's the case for these guys, because you definitely, in the NFL, unlike the NBA, the NFL is every game essentially is win or go home. You know what I mean? Every game has playoffs, playoff indications attached to it. And in the NFL, you always want to be the team in the best position, you know what I mean, as far as winning, situations, all that kind of goes. You want everything, the leverage to be stacked in your favor in the NFL because, like I say, it's always win or go home. Every week you're putting it all on the line, essentially. And so, and this is why we love the NFL, too, as well. So with Joe Burrow going down, yes, it does take some win out of the sails. But again, I say the Bengals are talented enough, even with their backup quarterback, to sustain some success until Joe comes back. I think the coach, the gentleman Taylor, I can't think of his name, he did say that Joe Burrow is confirmed to be out for several weeks. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. I'm definitely keeping my eye on this one. I'll definitely keep some updates going on, coming to y'all. But that's just where it's at right now. It's your boy, Tony the Savant. Y'all, please like, subscribe, comment, share. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on this channel. It definitely helps the growth. And like I say, y'all are bosses. I'm just the guy that loves to work. I'm not a player. I'm not a coach. Y'all be blessed.